What's up, you guys? It's your girl Malaysia Simone and welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you can get updates on this challenge. All right, so this challenge is the Take My Identity Back challenge. We're just gonna call it that. I'm gonna take my identity back challenge. Now, honestly, in my journey over the last year, I've made a video last year about becoming that woman, and it took me some time to become that woman. I am still becoming every single day, but there are some things that I need to get in this season that require me to be very focused, be very diligent, be very resistant, and have some structure and consistency. And the best way that I've learned in my journey to have all of those things is to get active in the gym. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like going to the gym at first because it's scary, it's intimidating, there's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of learning that has to be done, but so is aligning with your God-given identity. It's so new, the world gave you one, you live by that your whole entire life, and then God is telling you you're something completely different that's way bigger than you can even think of, and it's scary, it's new, it's new territory, it's a lot of learning that has to be done. So we're going to get uncomfortable so that we can get comfortable in our new identity. I'm so excited about this because I've always wanted to do a little challenge, and I think that doing these frequently will be so amazing. I know that I'm about to launch my hair company, Flawless Halo, and I have so much to do, and there's a lot of mindset things that I need to unalign with from my old identity and my old business and my old approach to life, and access my new identity and my new approach to life. And honestly, God has given me everything that I need, so I have to just utilize that. But there's this disconnect that just like blocks us. There's a lot of friction in this place, so we're gonna break through that friction. I'm realizing that the time is now. The days are getting shorter, days are flying off the calendar. It is July, mid-July. This year is flying by. God is not wasting no time with his kingdom, especially not his daughters, because we are called to action, and I'm really excited that I get to have a part in calling y'all to action too. So let's get into the parameters of the challenge, and then I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how you can be successful in this challenge. So this challenge will be July 16th through August 13th. I know that it is so important to create structure and demand your time. Everything in this world is trying to take up your time by scrolling, by the music that we listen to, by the food. It's just like everything's quick, but it's just making our life hard and not so long, you know? So it's just sad to think about. So I want to work against that, which is going to be hard, but it's going to be so good. So 4 weeks of dedicating time to God, dedicating time to our bodies, and dedicating time to our mindset and our new identity. So dedicating time to God. Dedicating time to God is so important because how will you know about your God-given identity if you don't talk to God about it? It's impossible. So that means we need to get in our word, devotion time. You need to get in your word. You need to figure out what God is saying to you about you and what he has called you to do, what your purpose is, and how you can fulfill his purpose in his way and his will for your life to that capacity. You cannot get to what God has for you without talking to him and spending time with him. So you're going to have to get in your word, put on the full armor of God when you are going through this season, and that is your word. Not only is it your word, but it is your prayer. Okay, we need to not only read about what God is telling us, but we also need to talk to God about what he is telling us, laying down our old identities, spending time praying for others around us so that they can support us or remove things from around us so that we can walk fully in our purpose, because things are going to rise up. When you're pushing against the thing, when you're pushing against the life, that life's gonna push back against you. And that's just the honest truth about it. I'm not gonna get on here and be like, God is just so awesome and he makes life so easy, and you'll never cry another day in your life. And working out and reading your word, you'll be so free that nothing's ever gonna matter. Although some of that is true, it don't feel that true in the midst, okay? It's so true. God does make everything easy. God does make me happy. God does give joy and peace and power, but sometimes you will lose all your power so you can lean on his power. And that's just a requirement. It's just a requirement. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The next thing is journal time. I know for myself, I would rather pick up the phone and call a friend. I would talk to my husband. Shoot, I'll talk to my 3-year-old about, how I'm feeling at the moment, because I just want to release. But in this season, our emotions and our identity is being molded, and sometimes things do not need to hear exactly what's going on in you, because that's when problems start. So you should really spend some time in your journal. I would say twice a day, when you wake up if there's something on your mind, and before you go to bed, and then pray after that. Lift up your journal and your journal entry and prayer, and just cover your feelings and your emotions and give it over to God. I think that is so important, because we can pick up gossiping, we can dwell, we can idolize our situations, we can idolize our emotions, we can pick up fear, because how big God is calling us to may not be the same big that God is calling to somebody else, and it may stir up insecurity, comparison, judgment, ego, and pride in the other parties around you or in yourself. And that is something that we do not want to happen when we are stealing our identities back. We don't want them to get stolen when we're trying to capture them back. So this is where a lot of us might experience some hard times, because we're going to be turning down our plate. Now, this isn't a legit fast, but it's a fast. So no fast food, no fast food, no fast food, no fast food. I recommend not even eating out, just because we want to steward our money well in this season, and we want to steward our bodies well in this season. And I'm a firm believer that the things that these chain restaurants and these companies put into these foods and the processing and everything like that is not the best for us nor our bodies, and especially our spiritual health. So I would say to stay away from at least fast food. No drive-thrus, y'all, and don't pick up and go inside, okay? Stay away from the deep fried foods, the high calorie foods, all of the things. No alcohol and no smoking. I no longer drink and I do not smoke. However, I know a lot of us still do. I'm not saying forever, but for this next 4 weeks, turn it down. Stop, because when you have to do the thing, drink, smoke, before you have to read your word, prayer, all the things, it does manipulate your state a little bit, and we want full commitment. Just so we can honor God, I do recommend not smoking and drinking during this 4 weeks, so that we can really hear from God and nothing can seep in through the substances that we put into our bodies, along with the food that we are turning down as well. Prepare healthy meals at home. We're gonna meal prep. I recommend that you meal prep. This is a sense of control in a season where you are listening to God, in a season where you are being called to his purpose for your life. We feel like we lack control. And a lot of the time when we're in the world, we have control about everything. We can control who we spend our time with and what we spend our time on. We can control what we put into our body every single day. And most of the time we do not choose the best things for us at all. But when we are choosing what we do at home and how we do it during this challenge, it's going to give you a freedom and a power that is going to benefit you. So making your own food, preparing healthy meals at home is going to empower you. It's going to support what God is doing in your life, and it's not going to leave you bad. You're going to lose that extra weight. You're gonna look in the mirror and be more confident, which we need in our new identity, is to be confident in what we see in the mirror and help us to show up in that new identity. So preparing healthy meals at home. With preparing the meals at home, I did give you some leeway. You get 1 meal a week to eat out. Now this is not fast food, but if it is summertime, so if y'all go for a seafood boil or y'all go out to dinner, still no drinking, still no smoking. However you want to do your 4 days is up to you. If you're going on a vacation, definitely plan accordingly, but I do recommend to only do the 4 splurge days. This is why I don't call it a fast, because we are having some breaks within the lifestyle change, the diet. But this is to help us not binge and revert and convert this to a lifestyle versus a diet. Now what we're going to do with our bodies. Now I'm taking it real easy on y'all. I want you guys to move for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. Whether that's doing a HIIT workout on YouTube, whether that's going to the gym and lifting some weights, whatever it is, you're going to move intentionally for 30 minutes. On top of that move for 30 minutes, we're going to stretch, because when we're becoming, it does cause a lot of tension and stress on our muscles. So stretching is so important to release that stress. I do not believe in yoga, but I do believe that stretching intentionally is important. Breathing and stretching is important. So I'll link below a channel that I really like when it comes to stretching, that is biblical, that is kingdom led, and I think will be better for your spiritual growth while learning your God identity. And some extra things that I want to add on to this challenge is limiting your secular music intake. You have to guard your eye gates and your ear gates. I believe that's what the words say. We're gonna put the scripture right here, but you have to protect what you hear and what you see, okay? So not only secular music, but the content that you consume. If that content is making you feel self-conscious and it's not good conviction to help you be better you, the better God you, then you shouldn't be watching it. I know that we like to watch comedy. We like to, have a good kiki. I'm all here for a good kiki, but a lot of scrolling and stuff like that is not good for your personal development. It's there for consumption, and it's also there to manipulate you to shrinking and not walking in your purpose. That's my personal opinion. I've watched it, I've seen it, I've experienced it. So be very mindful. Also, while you're working out and working and listening to music on the highways and the byways and around your house while you clean, be intentional about what you listen to. I have some playlists down below if you like R&B or if you like rap on Apple Music and Spotify that I like to listen to that give me that same vibe, but it's speaking life. We have to be careful what we are submitting to with our ears, because music that's talking about things that aren't of God does persuade us mentally to live a life that is not of God, and that is going against what we are doing here. So with all that being said, I'm ready to get started. So let's get into getting our house in order for the week so we can be successful. Make sure that you guys are planning for success. Make sure that you guys are planning for success, and I'm so excited. Also, before we go, if you are interested in being on LinkedIn and getting devotional time, prayer, all the things along with me, I will link my Instagram channel to where I send updates, my Zoom, and all the information that you're going to need to be linked in with me and connected with me for the next month. Definitely click that link down there. If you need any inspiration, make sure that you're following me on any of those other platforms. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the woman that you are becoming. It is time to get your identity back, and you are not alone. There is a kingdom of women just like you that are fighting for our lives out here in these worldly streets, trying to get our kingdom life together. So let's get into it.